everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Georgia and today I'm going to be watching season 4 episode 2 of Supernatural. If you want access to my uncut reactions to Supernatural, the link to the Patreon page will be in the description below. Last episode was one of my favourites of the whole show so far. Dean is back from hell, back from the dead, and he doesn't remember any of it, which I think is such a blessing, the fact that he doesn't remember. But I have no doubt in my mind, because we already saw starts of it last episode, that he will get flashbacks over the coming episodes and then probably have a breakdown because he has been surprisingly intact in returning from hell. I thought he was going to come back a broken man or a demon even, because there was so much talk of him succumbing to evil, and he's come back as regular old Dean. So I think there's going to be some repercussions of him going to hell, so he'll probably gain some memories back and then have to be basically reliving it all over again, and then break down, because it's so far so good. Like, last episode was surprisingly so upbeat, besides the woman going blind. Dean was back, they were all reunited. There's some really interesting storylines going forward. So, you know, there's gonna be things going wrong pretty soon. Things don't stay happy in Supernatural for long. But we have the introduction of angels. Our first angel in the show, Castiel, has told us that God is real, that angels are real, and we saw proof of that. He had wings. He had wings. Does that mean he can fly? Like, I don't know. This might play on things and change things up, because they've changed up a lot of known facts that I had, like about vampires and things. They've changed things, so maybe they'll say angels can't actually fly, and that's just a man-made notion. But I'd love for him to be able to fly and have them all flying around, but you know. Anyway, angels are real, God is real. God commanded that Castiel save Dean from hell, and he has work for him. I'm thinking that work is probably to do with Lilith, because Lilith isn't dealt with yet. They probably think I don't know if the work is solely for Dean or if it's for Sam and Dean, but I'd like to think it's for the both of them, because you can't have one without the other, you know? But I'd say they're the most worthy adversaries for Lilith, so maybe that's why God brought him back. Will we get to see God this episode? Will we? Sam is also working with Ruby. In fact, it looks like they're sleeping together. I assumed they were, because she was initially brought in as this girl, Chrissy, who it looked like he just had a one-night stand with and forgot her name, but it turns out it was Ruby. So I take it that they are sleeping together, but they're also working together on Sam's powers. Sam's powers. Let's all cheer for that. I have been waiting for those to come back into play, and I'm so happy. I don't care if it was Dean's dying wish and he betrayed that. He would have done anything to get Dean back, so I don't blame him for going there, and I'm so happy he went there, because acceleration of his powers is something I've been wanting for so long, and we're finally getting there. He is so powerful now, and he's using it for good. He's trying to save the humans that demons are inhabiting. It didn't go so well last episode, the person died, but he's working on it, he's trying, and it's a surefire way to get demons exorcised without using the Latin phrases. Only Dean had this, because he's not so good with the Latin as Sam is, but you know, you can't have everything. I would like a bit of insight into what Sam went through over the months when Dean was gone, because obviously we started a few months later. We haven't seen what either of them went through, actually. So I said about Dean having flashbacks to hell. I hope we get some flashbacks into how Sam dealt with things, and how this plan with Ruby came to be, an explanation as to how Ruby came back also. Yeah, there's so much stuff I want to know, and this season is gearing up to be a good one. I'm just not over that first episode. It was so good. My favourite premiere so far, and the season 2 premiere was a tough one to beat, but I think that one just topped it. It was so good. Oh. I take it it's not just cold in her room. Oh, a hunter.
Bobby, call me back, would you?
I'm so sorry.
An innocent person she killed? Oh, more than one. Was that a heart ripper?
Well, then tell me what else it could have been.
Look, all I know is I was not...
groped by an
Some
angel.
long episode
Why do you
title.
think this Castiel would lie to you about it?
Maybe some kind of demon. Demons lie.
A demon who's
He
immune
had
to salt
wings!
rounds and devil's traps?
If angels were real, that some hunter somewhere would have seen one at some point, ever.
Yeah, you just did, Dean.
Yeah, there has to be a first one for everything.
An angel can snatch a soul from the pit.
What else?
What else? What?
What else could do it?
Airlift your ass out of the hot box? As far as I can tell, nothing.
For once, this isn't just another round of demon crap.
This is something
I mean,
good.
maybe you were saved by one of the good guys, you know?
Proof that there's a God out there that actually gives a crap about me personally. I'm sorry, but I'm not buying it.
Why not?
Because why me?
Yeah, you don't think you're special enough.
If there
Well,
is a
guess
God out
what?
there,
You
why would he
are.
give a crap about me. I mean, I've saved some people, okay? I figured that made up for the stealing and the dishing chicks. But why do I deserve to get saved? I'm just a regular guy.
So not regular.
I mean, I don't like getting singled at birthday parties, much less by God.
That's
Okay,
a
well,
mood.
Too bad, Dean, because I think he wants you to strap on your party hat.
Isn't it actually kind of scary to think about, like, you're being watched constantly by a higher power?
When have I ever forgotten the pie? Exactly.
Did an angel rescue Dean?
She's probably worried too, eh?
They're angels. I'm a demon. They're not gonna care if I'm being helpful. They smite first and then they ask questions later.
There's no
What do you know about
guarantees here.
Not much. I've never met one, and I don't really wanna. Watch yourself, Sam.
I'm scared of angels.
Would Sam count because he has demon blood? That one drop of demon blood from Azazel, could that instantly smite him in an angel's eyes? Oh, did he forget the
Hello?
pie?
Where's the pie?
Sam, you never forget the pie. Oh, Jesus. How much did they rip out exactly?
Spirit activity.
Yeah, on steroids. I've never seen a ghost do this to a person.
I called some hunters nearby.
Good, we could use the help.
Except they ain't answering their phones either.
Oh no, is it making the rounds?
Something's up, huh?
Look, we think something's happening. We think it's happening to hunters.
Yeah.
Make sure you're okay. Call
Oh,
me back.
goodness. That's not very nice. Please just be Castiel and not something hunting them. Oh no, 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 no! What is that? That breath. Whoa, what? Henriksen?
Hi, Sam. It's been a while.
Oh, so is it of innocent people that could have been saved?
I didn't survive. If that's what you're asking.
Do you blame him?
You did this to me.
No.
It was your fault. She was after you and I paid the price.
Does this mean that Henriksen
You left
became a
us there to
vengeful
die.
spirit? Oh, no! Oh! Oh my god! Everyone! Is it gonna be his wife again? Thing is Bobby is such a wild card because he's not one of the boys. I never know if he could just randomly die in an episode. How did they get him up there?
Dean Winchester. Still so bossy. You don't recognize me?
I do.
This is Dean.
They tried.
I had to watch while she murdered people.
It's not their fault though.
Oh yeah? So sorry you had me thrown off a building? I was trapped in there screaming at you. Just help me, please. You're supposed to help people, Dean. Why didn't you help me?
Oh god. Okay. As long as that's all you do, I'm okay with it because he threw you out a window.
We didn't know.
You're some kind of hero?
He definitely doesn't.
Are you scared, Bobby? We were scared, Bobby, when the monster came for us and grabbed us tight, and we couldn't even scream.
Oh, this is
You were right
awful.
there, Bobby.
As if guilt doesn't weigh on their conscience enough as it is, being faced with it.
50 words of Latin a little sooner and I'd still be alive. My baby sister would still be alive.
Whoa. I'm surprised Sam doesn't have a concussion yet. Oh. What was the symbol on her hand?
Yeah, I saw something on Meg. Did she have a tattoo when she was alive?
I don't think so.
It's like a mark on her hand, almost like a brand.
I may have seen this before.
Where are we going? Someplace safe, you idiot.
You idiot. That looks terrifying. Oh. Bobby is just the goat.
Bobby, is this solid iron? Completely coated in salt. 100% ghost proof.
You built a panic room?
You're awesome.
Yeah.
See, this is why I can't get behind God.
What are you talking about?
If he doesn't exist, fine. Bad crap happens to good people. That's how it is. Where the hell is he while all these decent people are getting torn to shreds?
That's the
How does he
problem I
live with
have.
himself, you know? Why doesn't he help?
I ain't touching this room with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a touchy subject.
Mark of the witness.
Witness? Witness to what?
The unnatural. This is a sign, boys.
A sign of what?
The apocalypse.
Well, that's brilliant. This has to be tied into what God has in store for them. If there's an apocalypse on the horizon, God must know about that.
What do we do now?
Road trip. Yeah? Grand Canyon,
Shut
Star
up.
Trek experience?
No.
Bunny Ranch.
That is called giving
First
up,
things
and you
first.
don't do that.
How about we survive our friends out there?
No! Ronald!
You remember me?
Oh, that's one of my least favorite deaths. That one hurt.
You were supposed to help me!
If you're gonna shoot, shoot. Don't talk.
There's no time for niceties. I mean, that one really wasn't their fault.
You know what really pisses me off, Sam? You saw how
Ooh,
I suffered
she's
for
good.
months. But what you're doing with that demon Ruby?
I'm listening.
How many innocent bodies has Ruby burned through for kicks? Don't send her back to hell? You're a monster!
What are they doing exactly?
You think you left and Lilith came and we all died in a beautiful blast of white light? 45 minutes.
What?
Over 45 minutes. Lilith said she wanted to have some fun.
I don't like that.
Nancy's skin off piece by piece. Right in front of us.
Oh
Tell me how it's
no,
fair.
no, no.
You get saved from hell, I die. Why do you deserve another chance, Dean?
Ask God. That's the most threatening Ronald ever looked. Well, this feels like a PS4 game now. Target practice. No! Dean! I hope that was less painful for them going back. Oh, that's a bit creepy.
I thought angels were supposed to be guardians. Fluffy wings, halos, you know, Michael Landon. Not dicks.
Angels are warriors of God. I'm a soldier.
Yeah, then why didn't you fight? The hell is your boss, huh? If there is a God.
There's a God.
I'm not convinced.
I like that Dean is posing these questions.
You lift a damn finger and help the poor bastards that are stuck down here.
The Lord
If you say
works.
mysterious ways, so help me, I will kick your ass.
The rising of the witnesses is one of the 66 seals.
Okay, I'm guessing that's not a show at SeaWorld.
Those seals
Stop.
are being broken by Lilith. Think of the seals as locks on a door.
Okay, last one opens and...
All hell breaks loose. Part 3.
Lucifer walks free.
Lucifer.
Lucifer. I thought Lucifer was just a story they told at Demon Sunday School. There's no such thing.
3 days ago you thought there was no such thing as me. It's why we've arrived.
That's how you know things are serious? Oh god.
6 of my brothers died in the field this week. You think the armies of heaven should just follow you around? There's a bigger picture here.
I'd like some insight into what the army in heaven does though.
I dragged you out of hell. I can throw you back in.
Don't piss him off.
You got no problem believing in God and angels?
No, not really.
I guess it means that you believe in the devil.
Why are you asking me all this?
This was an interesting premise for the Monster of the Week, bringing back those old characters. I enjoyed seeing their faces again, even though, you know, it wasn't nice, but it felt like it was quite fitting that this was the first seal that Lilith broke, because this eliminates a lot of hunters, and hunters is what she's up against really on the human plane. I just know that's so gonna get to Dean. Dean was the one that was most affected by it. He was the one that lingered on the shots more. He was listening and trying to talk back and justify how sorry he was. Bobby was taken aback by the little girls as well, but when it came to it he was just shooting, whereas Dean, he was really talking to them, and you just know that stuff gets to Dean. We've seen him feel guilt so many times before, and Sam as well. They both feel guilt in certain situations, and they always try and cheer each other up by saying they did the best they could, but at the end of the day it must affect them. And it's interesting what Meg said to Sam. Ruby has gone through so many different bodies and he's never sent her back to hell. What does that mean? What are they doing? Were they practicing on her, like her switching bodies? Were they practicing like exorcisms on her and she would just go to a different body? But then that's a bit risky, because if an exorcism succeeded then Ruby could be sent to hell. It's so weird. I really want to know what is going on there. And another thing I really like is how Dean was still skeptical of angels, even though he saw one in the flesh. I think it's so in Dean's character not to believe it after seeing it once, because the man has trust issues. He will never take things at face value, whether there was angel wings or not. Like, there's beings in this world that are capable of so many things. Like, I was surprised this episode how spirits are capable of ripping out people's hearts. Like, there's stuff that you don't even know beings can do until you research them. So that could have just been a complete lie, and a shadow was illuminated on the wall by whatever Castiel could have been in Dean's mind. But Castiel really is an angel, and God is real. I also think the points that Dean raised were very, very real. Those are thoughts that I've certainly had before when it comes to God. Castiel didn't really provide many answers. He was swerving the question with the God works in mysterious ways, which we've all heard that before. Angels are warriors, angels are soldiers. So there's obviously a lot going up in heaven that we don't know about, because we know nothing. But angels are warriors, so that means angels are fighting daily, pretty much, out in the field. He said 6 of his co-workers have died in the last week in the field or something like that. So they're doing things up there, but just, I guess it's all about preventing Lucifer. That's the main goal of heaven, because Lucifer is the antithesis of God. I want to know more. I want to know more. That's going to be the phrase of the season, I think, as we get a little taster of each thing. Lilith is breaking the seals to free Lucifer. 66 seals. Wow. That's dedication. You've got to try and preempt ahead, I guess. He could have at least given them a book on what the seals are, like given them some info. If they've got to try and stop her opening the seals and they lost this one, how are they supposed to find out what the seals are? Like, they must do so much reading every day. Pray for any hunters that are dyslexic. Seriously, so much educating themselves they have to do. Another thing, I like how Dean still spoke to Castiel as he would anyone else, saying he'd punch him in the face. Like, it just felt so Dean. It wasn't like he was pandering to him because he's potentially an angel, or even because he's thankful that he saved him from hell. He's still just talking to him like he would anything else. But Castiel also put him in his place for being a dick. And sometimes I think Dean does take it too far. especially considering Castiel did save him, and he should be thankful that he is back on the human plane. But when you don't have answers, that's the most frustrating thing. So I get why Dean lashed out at him in that way, because he doesn't have any answers and he's not giving him any answers. He said he had work for him, but he didn't even tell him what that work was the first time they met. It must be very frustrating for him, and to have your whole beliefs just suddenly twisted around. It's a lot to handle. It looks like he's believing more after that conversation, now that the devil has been brought up again. Lucifer's the name we've heard before. That Sin City conversation really came into fruition in this episode with the things that they've mentioned. We've got a hell of a fight coming up, Lilith and Lucifer. It's gonna be a heck of a fight, and I hope that angels do come and assist with this. Castiel said that 6 angels died on the field this week, but so many hunters died, and without hunters in this world, the world would be a shambles. If all the hunters got erased, then it would literally just be angels versus demons. They would have to step in. So I feel like they should be working to try and help their hunters and keep them alive, because they saved them a lot of work, I would imagine, but I don't know anything about it. So I'm really intrigued to see where this goes, and whether Castiel's just gonna pop in at the end of every episode, give one slither of information and pose more questions and then leave again. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching my reaction to season 4 episode 2 of Supernatural. If you want to watch my uncut reactions to Supernatural, the link to the Patreon page will be in the description below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for episode 3. Bye!